Hey, what's up? It's Paul from Guitar World, and today we're going to be checking out an awesome new amp modeler, effects processor, and audio interface, and so much more called the Ampero from Hotone. Now, there's a lot to talk about, but normally I don't do this, but check out the packaging on the Hotone Ampero. Just really elegant. Totally dig this. So there's a lot to unpack and talk about, so let's dig in and check it out. So at first glance, you can see the Ampero from Hotone is totally streamlined, portable, and compact. Simple controls. You have your volume, your main menu scroll, 3 rugged foot switches, or I should say 4 rugged foot switches with a control and tap tempo foot switch here on the end, 3 mini controls that are sort of like edit dials, a non-slip and a skid-proof expression pedal over here as well. The highlight, of course, is this beautiful LCD screen that is a touch screen. So more about that in a little bit. And then I'll show you all the connections and connectivity over here. So you can see we have your expression pedal in, your normal instrument level in. There's also a balanced out, ground lift, aux in, phones in, unbalanced out, USB connectivity, as well as a MIDI in. So here you have all the connections and the connectivity for the Hotone to be your live rig or your studio rig. So the first thing that I always notice when I usually plug into a lot of amp modelers and effects processors is once you get into them, the minute you turn them on, you find a lot of semi-unusable sounds. But right off the bat, the Ampero starts you off with a recognizable tone. Let's call it the Van Halen tone. So a highly affected or heavily affected tone, but that's not the point. The thing about the Ampero is it's extremely intuitive, and you don't even have to dig into the manual to kind of get a sense of how to use this. So just starting here at preset 1 over here, Bank 1, preset 1, I should say. You can see this is Welcome to the Ampero. So that's the sound as we have it. And as I mentioned before, you have your overall volume over here where you can set. Over here, you can see I can scroll through where I want to be. We have the control expression pedal, and just simply hit on it so you can see where you're at. Touchscreen back. So you have the option of using the touchscreen or the dial wheel. Sometimes the dial wheel is quicker to use. There's a built-in drum machine and looper, which is amazing. Global settings, you can see over here. There's also the edit mode. Now here's where the Ampero really shines. So on this preset 1, Bank 1, this is where I can get into everything that is being used on this particular preset. I don't need to go into how many amp models. There's boatloads, tons of amp models, effects models, so much that it could be overwhelming for you. But the great thing here is that it's easy to use. So over here, you can dig into effects 1. You can actually have 9 simultaneous effects at once if you want with this. But you can dig into effects 1 right now. You can see there's a compressor over here. Hit edit, and you can simply scroll through all the different effects, and there's tons. And then you can select and save, go back. Over here, the amp we're using right now is a Boger XT Red M, but simply click edit, scroll through all the amazing different amp models. If that's not your deal, you can save as well. The other great thing, it works the same as you go down here. So FX1, FX2 amp, noise reduction circuitry. You can also change the cab. There are mic sims as well, EQ, FX3, also delay and reverbs. And once you get into it, the edit wheels on the bottom here allow you to really fine tune even more. Of course, there's the on and off switch, which basically turns on everything. That's very important. You can turn things off and on. And as you can see over here, my amp gain is over here. delay mix is over here, amp master is over here. So simply by just moving some controls, I can add more gain, add more delay. So let's bring that back to a more usable deal here. And then of course the amp master, you can even get deeper and change even more parameters on that, but you can see that the edit wheels over here on the bottom allow quick fixes, if you will. There's also a lock button as well. The other very cool thing about Ampero is that the control foot switch over here acts as either a tap tempo or as an alternate control button. So for example, right now this is set up to remove the delay and reverb. So as you hear, I have that delay and reverb, but if I want to just take it out, just simply click it. And then as I mentioned before, there are tons of presets, tons of places where you can save user presets. As I mentioned, the great thing about this is the touchscreen, which is so easy to use. And if you need to really get to where you want to go quicker, you can simply access the menu wheel where it says preset, click on it, and then you can pretty much scroll through all the presets very quickly if you don't want to use the touchscreen. Again, everything about this is really intuitive. Simply hit the edit screen, dig in where you need to make some adjustments, and you can see it's all very easy to understand. Not to mention the built-in drum machine is pretty cool. Real quick, here's another, as I mentioned, even going to the second preset, another great usable sound. Now, you could say it's a little heavily affected on the reverb, and that's simple to change right away. Just click on to edit, go right to the reverb, hit edit again, and you can see where the controls for that are here. And then you can just basically dial in a little less of it to make it more authentic. And if you don't like the spring reverb, there are so many to choose from. So I'll just quickly take you through a bunch of different sounds here. As I said, a lot of usable sounds. A lot of the drive sounds, as I mentioned before, have really great response and feel. And you'll get to hear some of that as well as a whole bunch of other sounds. The Hotone Ampero is up there as one of the finest amp modelers, effects processors, audio interfaces, and so much more. It has incredible processing power. It's portable and compact with an elegant design that involves a touchscreen and has all the feel and response that guitar players crave. Definitely check this out.